The city of Odessa investigating their second homicide of 2017. Now they need your help to find the killer. And could Texas be the third state to give up daylight saving time? Recent bipartisan bills filed in Austin may have us enjoying a little more sunlight soon. Then, Big Spring's no-kill shelter, a no-go. Now for at least. And the barriers preventing the shelter coming up. Good morning and welcome to Good Day. I'm Tara Talmadge filling in for Rebecca Jeffrey. Thanks for joining us this morning. Today is Tuesday, February 28th, 2017. We begin this morning in Odessa, where police need your help finding a killer this morning. Officials say 68-year-old Joe Valenzuela was found dead in his screen printing shop. And Local 2's Lupe Zapata spoke with those close to him, wanting justice for what they say was a very generous person.
He was always telling me, don't give up. Just keep your head up and work hard.
Freddie Valenzuela, heartbroken at the news his uncle, 68-year-old Joe Valenzuela, was found murdered in his screen printing t-shirt shop early Monday morning.
He was giving, he had a good heart. He was helping everybody out.
Next door neighbor to his business, Andrea Green, tells me she'll never forget the giving person he was.
I don't know how many hundred shirts he's probably given away to charities. And he's been here, there's probably very few people in Odessa that haven't at least worn one of his shirts.
She says Joe visited her and her 3 dogs daily.
My dogs are going to miss him because when he'd come down in the mornings, he'd bring them a treat, and they all knew him and all loved him.
She tells me he came to the rescue when she recently fell, hitting her head, and the scars from her 4 stitches will always remind her of her missing friend.
He was cleaning up glass and cleaning up blood, and I was telling him, don't do that. You've got bad knees. I'll get it later. But nothing would stop him from being helpful and making sure that I got taken care of.
Now police are asking for help to find his missing car, believed to be stolen by his killer on the loose.
At this time, the victim's vehicle is missing. It's going to be a tan 1997 Lincoln Town Car. Anyone with information in reference to the whereabouts of the vehicle is encouraged to contact us immediately.
Those who love him, shocked by his mystery death, are seeking answers.
I just can't believe it. He's gone.
Odessa's lost a good guy.
Reporting in Odessa, Lupe Zapata, Local 2 News.
Thank you, Lupe. Once again, Valenzuela's car is believed to be with his killer. You can find the car's license plate number on our website at yourbasin.com.
Now, your weather on the 2s.
And it's time now to send it over to meteorologist Chase Menendez for a check at our forecast. Chase?
Well, thanks, Tara. We're going to have kind of a blustery day today. That's my favorite word, according to Tara. Today, going to be that way. We got a high wind warning right now issued for Brewster, Jeff Davis, Presidio, Reeves, Culberson, and Eddy counties. That's going to last until 8 p.m. tonight. Winds gusting up to 60 miles per hour. So, again, very, very windy out there. And fire weather warning as well issued for the rest of our counties. We've got those dry conditions. We got those high winds still in place today. And definitely take precaution with any outdoor burning or flames, because anything that catches on fire could potentially spread very quickly. Now, looking at the highest wind gust yesterday, 63 miles per hour in Guadalupe Pass, 32 in Marfa. We'll see even higher wind speeds today, and I'll have a look at that in the full forecast coming up. But first, I'll turn it back to you, Tara.
Continuing in your crime watch, one man charged with injury to a child after pushing a 13-year-old girl. Odessa police telling us this man, Timothy Fields, was charged after his common-law wife called police saying she got into an argument with him before he bit her forehead and pushed her to the ground. According to reports, Fields had her pinned down when her daughter tried to help. Police say that's when he pushed the 13-year-old girl to the ground, causing her to hurt her right leg. And staying in Odessa, police still on the hunt for one man this morning after they say he took a picture of a 14-year-old girl's skirt. Officials saying the man seen here took the picture when shopping at the Dollar General on West Clements. A report saying the 14-year-old heard him take the picture, and when she turned around, saw the man holding the phone below her skirt. Now, we're told after her parents confronted the man, he ran away. Police tell us he is about 5'6" and was wearing a uniform with Jesus on the name tag. Anyone with information should call Odessa Police. And a federal court sentencing a Rockford, Texas man to 5 years of home confinement Monday after he was caught smuggling rare artifacts through Big Bend National Park. The park rangers tell us Andrew Kowalik was also fined $10,000. Rangers seized more than 500 artifacts believed to have been smuggled in April of 2016. Homeland Security and the U.S. Coast Guard also assisted in this investigation. Local to your local election headquarters, and lawmakers in Austin will debate whether to raise the legal age of the sale and use of cigarettes and e-cigarettes to the same as alcohol, 21. A new House interim report on public health highlights chronic disease caused by smoking as a major driver of taxpayer-funded health care costs, vastly outweighing the amount Texas brings in on cigarette taxes.
In Texas, it kills more than AIDS, crack, heroin, cocaine, alcohol, car accidents, fire, murder, and suicide combined, and it's entirely preventable.
Opponents of the bill doubt whether the law would actually stop young adults from smoking, but the bill is filed and waiting to be referred to a committee. And Texans may not have to worry about springing forward and falling back for daylight saving time. 3 bills filed this session aim to abolish the biannual time change. Our Anna Wernicke is in Austin with more.
Does this make sense in 2017? And to me, it doesn't.
State Representative Jason Isaac says the idea of resetting your clock twice a year is outdated.
I know it does sound kind of funny, but it is a big deal to a lot of people that I serve.
Isaac filed House Bill 2400 to get rid of daylight saving time in Texas and place the state on Central Standard Time year-round.
There's really no good reason why we should spring our clocks forward an hour. It doesn't change the amount of daylight. It doesn't change the amount of daytime. It just leaves us at the same time.
Isaac says it's a safety concern. He says fatal car crashes jump nearly 6% over the week following the time change.
For a lot of people, that 1 week where they lose that extra hour of sleep causes some physical issues. Obviously, we've all heard of the people getting late to work and late to school, but I think it also adds stress unnecessarily.
Democratic State Senator Jose Menendez from San Antonio agrees. He filed an identical bill to be heard in the upper chamber.
Just eliminating it would make sense.
Critics of the bills say ending daylight saving time would mean it would get darker earlier in the evening, resulting in Texans using more energy and electricity year-round.
Mr. Alonso voting aye.
Anna Wernicke, Local 2 News.
If the bill passes, Texans would still spring forward this March, but not fall back in November. Right now, Hawaii and most of Arizona are the only states that don't observe the practice. And moving to an update on a story we've been tracking out of Odessa, City Councilman for District 1 Malcolm Hamilton releasing a statement to Local 2 News regarding a story published in the Odessa American. The story bringing up questions about Hamilton's recent trip to Minnesota on taxpayer money and why he chose to stay longer than originally planned. Saying in part, "I chose to extend my trip so that I might take full advantage of the trip and expense to further tour downtown attractions. And I did not continue to stay in a hotel nor rent a car. I stayed with family." Now, you'll remember Hamilton has been vocal in the past asking for current Odessa City Manager Richard Morton to be removed from his position. Hamilton first put the motion to the board during a meeting back on Valentine's Day, and now Morton's job is back on the agenda for today's City Council meeting. We spoke exclusively with Malcolm Hamilton on why he wants Morton fired.
There's been things such as insubordination. There's been a lack of cooperation. There's been a sarcastic atmosphere and a tone that's just become so toxic.
And we reached out to the city manager back on February 15th to get his response to his job being up for discussion. He has yet to get back to us. Local 2 News will be at the City Council meeting tonight, and we will bring you any decisions that are made. For all the latest, stay informed on our website at yourbasin.com. And over at the Midland City Council this morning, members there holding a public hearing on the proposed 4B sales tax. If passed, 1/4% of sales tax collected by the city would go directly to downtown Midland projects. Officials say some of those include a ballpark, hotels, and entertainment centers, along with other projects. No decisions will be made today, but the special election on the 4B sales tax will be held May 6th. Moving to Ector County now, commissioners there deciding to send inmates from the Ector County Jail to McClellan County to be housed and cared for there. And we're told it will cost $46 per person per day for their stay. County Judge Ron Eckert says the decision was made for several reasons, including jail overcrowding, a rise in crime, and limited facilities here.
We're kind of underfunded in Ector County in the county revenue, so we're making do with what we can, but any significant infrastructure project will require some type of debt, whether that be through a bond election or through a debt issuance.
Eckert says in order to meet state standards, there can't be more than a 48-to-1 ratio between inmates and guards. There are currently about 500 inmates in the jail. And we have a traffic alert for you this morning. The city telling us crews will be making repairs on East Loop 338 between Interstate 20 and Business 20 in Odessa today. The drivers are asked to slow down near the heavy equipment and be patient in trying to pass the work crews. Meanwhile, over in Midland, workers will have one lane closed on the north service road of Highway 191 just west of FM 1788 today to make repairs. The lane will also be closed on Wednesday. And crews will also be making repairs on Highway 176 west of Andrews today. The repairs will require a lane closure of about 3 miles, so expect some slight delays. Moving to Howard County, opening a no-kill shelter in Big Spring, a lot harder than you would think. That's what residents are learning at one of the Animal Advisory Board's public meetings. Local 2's Ryan Martin attended the meeting and has more for us this morning.
A larger crowd than what the Animal Advisory Board probably expected.
I really wish the city had already reached a no-kill resolution or have reached their goal. I now understand a little better why they haven't.
Scott Emerson having his eyes open to just how difficult having a no-kill shelter in Big Spring can be.
I think a mandatory spay and neuter program or ordinance by the city of Big Spring is just going to have to be done.
The Animal Advisory Board also frustrated by the early barriers, including the continuing problem of strays and overbreeding.
The cost of spaying or neutering your pet in Big Spring is on average between like $150 and $200, and that's a lot. And I would say, the average person can't afford to cover that cost.
The vice chair of the board agreeing that there needs to be more communication with the city of Big Spring.
Hopefully the city council will request an update from our committee and help us maybe redefine our tasks and where they see us moving forward quicker.
Ryan Martin, Local 2 News.
Now, your weather on the 2s.
Now, after the break, it is one of my least favorite times.
Yeah?
Trivia.
It's an easy one.
But I think I've gotten my score up a little bit.
You're beating Rebecca now.
Woo-hoo.
Except that you have half a point more or less than her.
You were nice and gave me that half point.
Yeah,
so
I did.
Don't second guess yourself, people.
That's true.
It's a lesson.
Yeah, hang in there, persevere. That's the main thing. Yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good.
Thank you.
I have faith that you'll get this one right.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Now, of course, that's coming up after the break. For now, we should talk about those